George Kilpatrick, Men's Outreach Coordinator here at Vera House, along with Megan Greeley. Megan is an advocate and she's a survivor. And the country is talking about, of course, the Ray Rice, Janae Rice domestic violence situation. Ray Rice, the former Baltimore Raven, was suspended from the NFL for brutally attacking his wife in an elevator. More video evidence showed us just the horror of that crime. But now Janae Rice has released a statement essentially saying that you have caused us unwanted pain and you have helped us to relive the nightmare, and says that you've taken away something that my husband has worked his whole life to enjoy. And so people, Megan, are now saying this is a person who now is saying that she's defending essentially her husband. We don't understand that. Many of us don't understand it. Help us to understand how someone could still, after being brutally attacked, defend someone like that.
I think that this is one of the most complicated things when it comes to talking about domestic violence or intimate partner violence, because from the outside we want to protect, we want to help, and we want to create support for Janae. But it's also important to listen to the words that she's saying, and I think that for Janae, her safety was violated that night in that elevator. Ray Rice made a choice to hurt her violently, and then we made the choice in the media and to watch a video that then violated her again. She didn't get to decide whether or not that video was released. She didn't get to have control over who she tells when she tells. And so for Janae, I don't know what she's thinking or what she's experiencing right now, but I think that it becomes complicated when you love somebody that hurts you. And the question should really be more on why are we not talking about the behaviors that Ray Rice had that night and the choice that he made? Why are we asking why Janae is staying, or why she would be saying that she loves him?
You know, quickly, Megan, there's evidence that she may have spit on him and all of that. And it's still going back to what she did, right? It's sort of like re-victimizing. Mm-hmm. But many of us are seeing this and saying, but she's married him anyway. And they don't understand that. How do you help us to understand the choice that she made and why we should respect that? You say we should respect that choice.
Mm-hmm. It's hard. It's not, I'm sure Ray Rice isn't a demon all the time. He is, many of his teammates have said he's a very kind, he's a gentle man, and I'm sure Janae experiences that piece of him too. And so for her, I'm guessing that she just wants that abuse to stop, that she doesn't want him to continue to hurt her. But she loves him, and she wants to make that relationship work. And so again, I feel like the question should be back on him. Janae's asking for us to give her space to trust that she's capable of making her own decisions, and I think that becomes difficult because Ray Rice hasn't given us much in the sense to trust that he's going to respect her as well, just like we need to respect her. So I think the conversation needs to be back on him. It's not why is she staying, it's why is he hurting someone he says he loves.
And that's how you think we should look at that. Why is he hurting someone he loves? Because we're not really talking about that, are we? Because she says this is our life, and you say even if we don't think it's a good decision, you think that she has to have the power to make her own decisions. To make her own decisions.
So when we sit outside of that and we give messages to survivors like Janae, and we say, you need to leave him, he's going to hurt you, that comes from a place of care, it comes from a good place.
Is her behavior typical of what survivors go through?
I think so. It's typical of what I went through. But when we do that to another survivor, we're again dictating to her a choice that we think she should make. And that's very much what happens in a domestic violence relationship. That perpetrator dictates to their partner choices that she should make or that he should make, and takes that agency away from themselves to be able to feel empowered to make their own decisions. And so as hard as it is to sit back when we think someone's going to be hurt again, we need to also empower survivors to make their own choices, even if it's something we don't like.
We should remind those of you watching this that we do have a 24-hour hotline, 315-468-3260. If this conversation was in any way triggering to you and you want to get help, you want to get advice. And I think the message here is that any person who's involved in a domestic violence situation has to make the best decision for themselves. And to the
Yes.
men out there, men lead by example. We have a prevention education program, and we're happy to come and talk to any group to unpack some of these things. These are complicated. They are not black and white issues,
No.
and these are conversations that this has caused us to have as a society and as a nation. And Megan, thank you so much.
Thank you, George.